Hi, I'm back. I'll be reading chapter 25 of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Chapter 25 The Beetle at Bay. Harry's question was answered. The very next morning, when Hermione's Daily Prophet arrived, she smoothed it out, gazed for a moment at the front page, and then gave a yelp that caused everyone in the vicinity to stare at her. What, said Harry and Ron together? For an answer, she spread the newspaper on the table in front of them and pointed at 10. Black and white photographs that filled the whole of the front page. 9 showing wizards' faces, and the 10th a witches. Some of the people in the photographs were silently jeering. Others were tapping their fingers on the frame of their pictures, looking insolent. Each picture was captioned with a name and the crime for which the person had been sent to Azkaban. ANTONINDOLOHOV, with the legend beneath a wizard with a long tail, twisted face who was sneering up at Harry, convicted of the brutal murders of Gideon and Fabian Prewett Augustus Rookwood, said the captain beneath. A pockmarked man with greasy hair who was leaning against the edge of his picture, looking bored, convicted of leaking ministry of magic secrets to he who must not be named must not be named. But Harry's eyes were drawn to the picture of the witch. Her face had leapt out at him the moment he had seen the page. She had long dark hair that looked unkempt and straggly in the picture, though he had seen it sleek, thick, and shiny, and she glared up at him through heavy-lidded eyes and awoke in a disdainful smile playing around her thin mouth. Like Sirius, she retained vestige of great good looks, but something, perhaps Azkaban had taken most of her beauty. Bellatrix, less strange, convicted of the torture and permanent incapability and permanent iron. CAPACITATION at Frank and Alice Longbottom. Hermione nudged Harry and pointed at the headline over the picture which Harry, concentrating on Bellatrix, had not yet read. Mass breakout from Azkaban. Ministry fails. Black is rallying point for old Death Eaters. Black, said Harry loudly. Not. Shh, whispered Hermione desperately. Not so loud. Just read it. The Ministry of Magic announced late last night that there has been a mass breakout from Azkaban. Speaking to reporters in his private office, Cornelius Fudge, Minister of Magic, confirmed that 10 high security prisoners escaped in the early hours of yesterday evening, and that he has already informed the Muggle Prime Minister of the dangerous nature of these individuals. We find ourselves most unfortunate in the same position we were 2.5 years ago when the murder was a serious black escaped, said Fudge last night. Nor do we think the two breakouts are unrelated. An escape of this magnitude suggests outside help, and we must remember that Black, as the first person ever to break out of Azkaban, could be ideally placed to help others follow in his footsteps. We think it likely that these individuals, who include Black's cousin Bellatrix Lestrange, have rallied around Black as their leader. We are, however, doing all we can to round up the criminals and beg the magical community to remain alert and cautious. On no account should any of these individuals be approached. There you are, Harry, said Ron, looking awestruck. That's right. He was happy last night. I don't believe this, snarled Harry. Fudge is blaming the breakout on Sirius. What other option does he have, said Hermione bitterly. He can hardly say sorry, everyone. Dumbledore warned me that this might happen. The Azkaban guards have joined. Lord Voldemort, stop whimpering, Ron. Now Voldemort's war supporters have broken out too. I mean, he spent a good 6 months telling everyone you and Dumbledores are liars, hasn't he? Hermione whipped open the newspaper and began to read the report inside, while Harry looked around the great hall. He could not understand why his fellow students were not looking scared, or at least discussing the terrible piece of news on the front page. But every few of them took a newspaper every day like Hermione. Like Hermione. There they all were talking about homework and Quidditch, and who knew what other rubbish, and outside these walls, 10 more Death Eaters had swollen Voldemort's ranks. He glanced up at the staff table. It was a different story here. Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall were deep in conversation, both looking extremely grave. Professor Sprout had the prophet propped against a bottle of ketchup and was reading the front page with such concentration that she was not noticing the gentle drip of egg yolk falling into her lap from a stationary spoon. Meanwhile, at the far end of the table, Professor Umbridge was tucking into a bowl of porridge. For once, her pouchy toad's eyes were not sweeping the great hall looking for misbehaving students. She scowled as she gulped down her food, and every now and then she shot a malevolent glance up the table to where Dumbledore and McGonagall were talking so intently. "Oh my," said Hermione willingly, still staring at the newspaper. "What now?" said Harry quickly. He was feeling jumpy. "It's horrible," said Hermione, looking shaken. She folded back page 10 of the newspaper and handed it back to Harry and Ron. "Tragic demise of Ministry of Magic worker. St. McGonagall's Hospital promised a full inquiry last night after Ministry of Magic worker BRODERICK BODE 49 was discovered dead in his bed, strangled by a potted plant. Healers called to the scene were unable to revive Mr. BODE, who had been injured in a workplace accident some weeks prior to his death. Healer, MIRIAMSTROUT, who was in charge of Mr. BODE Parker's ward at the time of the incident, has been suspended on full pay and was unavailable for comment yesterday. But a spokeswizard for the hospital said in a statement, St. McGonagall's deeply regrets the death of Mr. BODE, whose health was improving steadily prior to this tragic accident. We have strict guidelines on the decorations permitted on our wards, but it appears that Healer STROUT, busy over the Christmas period, overlooked the dangers of the plant on Mr. BODE Parker's bedside table. As his speech and mobility improved, Healer STROUT encouraged Mr. BODE to look after the plant himself, unaware that it was not an innocent FLITTER but a cutting a devil's snail, which when touched by the CONVALESCENT, Mr. BODE thwarted him instantly. St. McGonagall is as yet unable to account for the presence of the plant on the ward and asks any witch or wizard with information to come forward. BODE, so on. BODE. It rings a bell. We saw him, Hermione whispered in St. McGonagall's. Remember, he was in the bed opposite Lockhart's, just lying there staring at the ceiling, and we saw the devil's snail arrive. She, the healer, said it was a Christmas present. Harry looked back at the story. A feeling of horror was rising like fire in his throat. How come we didn't recognize Devil's Snail? We have seen it before. We could have stopped this from happening. Who expect Devil's Snail to turn up in a hospital disguise as a potted plant? Said Ron sharply. It's not our fault. Whoever sent it to the bloke is to blame. They must be a weird plant. Why didn't they check what they were buying? Oh, Come on, Ron, said Hermione shakily. I don't think anyone could put Devil's Snare in a pot and not realize it tries to care. Whoever touches it, this, this was a murder, a clever murder as well. If the plant wasn't anonymously, how's anyone ever going to find out who did it? Harry was not thinking about Devil's Snare. He was remembering taking the lift down to the ninth level of the ministry on the day of his hearing, and the shallow-faced man who had gone in on the ATRIUM level. I meant BODE, said slowly. I saw him at the ministry with your dad. Ron's mouth fell open. I have heard Dad talk about him at home. He was an unspeakable. He worked in the Department of Mysteries. They looked at one another for a moment. Then Hermione pulled the newspaper back toward her, closed it, glared for a moment at the pictures of the 10 escaped Death Eaters on the front, then leapt to her feet. Where are you going? Said Ron, startled. To send a letter, said Hermione, swinging her bag onto her shoulder. I don't know whether, but it's worth trying, and I'm the only one who can. I hated when she does that, grumbled Ron as he and Harry got up from the table and made their own slower way out of the great hall. Would it kill her to tell us what she's up to for once? It take her about 10 more seconds. Hey, Hagrid. Hagrid was standing beside the doors into the entrance hall waiting for a crowd of Ravenclaws to pass. He was still as heavily bruised as he had been on the day he had come back from his mission to the Giants, and there was a new cut right across the bridge of his nose. All right, you two, he said, trying to muster a smile, but managing only a kind of pain grimace. Are you okay, Hagrid? Asked Harry, following him as he lumbered after the Ravenclaws. Fine, said Hagrid, with a feeble instrumentation of illness. He waved a hand and narrowly missed. Concussing a frightened looking Professor Vector who was passing just busy, usual stuff. Lessons to prepare couple of salamanders got scale rot, and I am on probation, he mumbled. You're on probation, said Ron very loudly, so that many students passed. Looked around curiously. Sorry, I mean, you were on probation, he whispered. Yes, said Hagrid. So no more than I expected to tell ya the truth. Yeah, you might not have picked up on it, but that inspection didn't go too well, Anyway, he sighed deeply. Best go. and all you be Vasco and what be bit more chili powder on them salamanders or their tails will be hanging off the next. See ya, Harry. One. He trudged away out the front doors and down the stone steps into the damp grounds. Harry watched and go, wondering how much more bad news he could stand. The fact that Hagrid was now on probation became common knowledge within the school over the next few days, but to Harry's indignation, hardly anybody appeared to be upset about it. Indeed, some people, Draco Malfoy, prominent among them, seemed positively gleeful. As for the freakish death of an obscure department a mysteries employee in St. McConnell's, Harry, Ron, and Hermione seemed to be the only people who knew or cared. There was only one topic of conversation in the quarters now: the 10 escaped Death Eaters, whose story had finally filtered through the school through the school from those few people who read the newspapers. Rumors were flying that some of the convicts had been spotted in Hogsmeade, that they were supposed to be hiding out in the shrieking sack, and that they were going to break into Hogwarts just as Sirius Black had done. Those who came from wizarding families had grown up hearing the names of these Death Eaters spoken with almost as much fear as Voldemort's. The crimes they had committed during the days of Voldemort's reign of terror were legendary. There were relatives of the victims among the Hogwarts students who now found themselves the unwilling objects of a gruesome sort of reflected fame as they walked the corridors. Susan Bones, who had an uncle, aunt, and cousin who had all died at the hands of one of the 10, submissively during her apology that she now had a good idea what it felt like to be Harry. And I don't know how you stand it. It's horrible, she said bluntly, dumping far too much dragon manure on a tray of SCREECHSNAP seedlings, causing them to wiggle and squeak in discomfort. It was true that Harry was the subject of much renewed muttering and pointing in the quarters these days, yet he thought he detected a slight difference in the tone of the whisperers' voices. They sounded curious rather than hostile now, and once or twice he was sure he overheard snatches of hostile now, and once or twice he was sure he overheard snatches a conversation that suggested that the speakers were not satisfied with the prophet's version of how and why 10 Death Eaters had managed to break out of Azkaban fortress. In their confusion and fear, these doubters now seem to be turning to the only other explanation available to them, the one that Harry and Dumbledore have been expanding since the previous year. It was not only the students' mood that had changed, it was now quite common to come across two or three teachers conversing in low, urgent whispers in the corridors, breaking off the conversations the moment they saw students approaching. They obviously can't talk freely in the staff room anymore, said Hermione in a low voice as she, Harry, and Ron passed Professors McGonagall, Flitwick, and Sprout huddled together outside the child's classroom one day, not with Umbridge there. Wiccan, they know. Anything new, so on, gazing back over his shoulder at the three teachers. If they do, we are not going to hear about it always, said Harry angrily, not after degree. What number are we on now? The new signs had appeared on the house notice boards. The moment after news of the Azkaban breakout by order of the High INQUI SSITOR of Hogwarts. Teachers are hereby banned from giving students any information that is not strictly related to the subjects they are paid to teach. The above is in accordance with educational degree number 26, signed Dolores Umbridge. Hi, INQUI This last degree had been the subject of a great number of jokes among the students. Lee Jordan had pointed out to Umbridge that by the terms of the new rule, she was not allowed to tell Fred and George off for playing Exploding Snap in the back of the class. Exploding Snaps got nothing to do with defense against the dark arts. The dark arts professional. That's not information relating to your subject. When Harry next saw Lee, the back of his hand was bleeding rather badly. Harry recommended essence of MURTLAP. Harry had thought that the breakout from Azkaban might have hampered Umbridge a little, that she might have been abashed at the catastrophe that had occurred right under her beloved Fudge's nose. It seemed, however, to have only intensified her furious desire to bring every aspect of life at Hogwarts under her personal control. She seemed determined-minded, at the very least, to achieve a sacking before long, and the only question was whether it would be Professor TRELAWNEY or Hagrid who went first. Every single deviation and care, a magical creature's lesson, was now conducted in the presence of Umbridge and her clipboard. She looked by the fire in the heavily perfumed tower room, interrupting Professor TRELAWNEY Protest's increasingly hysterical talks with difficult questions about ORNITHOMANCY and HEPTOMOLOGY insisting that she predict students' answers before they gave them, and demanding that she demonstrate her skill at the crystal ball, the tea leaves, and the all-you-any stones in ton. Harry thought that Professor Trelawney might soon crack under the strain. Several times he passed her in the corridors, in, 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 in itself a very unusual occurrence, as he generally remained in her tower room, muttering widely to herself, wringing her hands, and shooting terrified glances over her shoulder, all the time giving off a powerful smell of cooking sherry. If he had not been so worried about Hagrid, he would have felt sorry for her. But if one of them was to be ousted out of a job, there could be only one choice for Harry as to who should remain. Unfortunately, Harry could not see that Hagrid was putting up a better show than Trelawney, though he seemed to be following Hermione's advice, and it showed them nothing more frightening than a creature indistinguishable from a Jack Russell Terrier, except for its forked tail. Since before Christmas, he also seemed to have lost his nerve. He was oddly distracted and jumpy in lessons, losing the thread of what he was saying while talking to the class, answering questions wrongly, and glancing anxiously at Umbridge all the time. He was also more distant with Harry, Ron, and Hermione than he had ever been before, especially for forbidding them to visit him after dark. If she catches ya, it will be all of our necks on the line, he told them flatly, and with no desire to do anything but jeopardize his job further. They abstained from walking down to his hut in the evenings. It seemed to Harry that Umbridge was steadily depriving him of everything that made his life at Hogwarts worth living: visits to Hagrid's house, letters from Sirius, his firebolt, and Quidditch. He took his revenge the only way he had, redoubling his efforts for the DA. Harry was pleased to see that all of them, even ZACHARIAS Smith, have been spoiled to work harder than ever by the news that the 10 more Death Eaters were now on the loose. But nobody was this improvement more pronounced than in ever. The news of his parents' Ataca's escape had wrought a strange and even slightly alarming change in him. He had not once mentioned his meeting with Harry, Ron, and Hermione on the closed ward in St. McGonagall's, and taking their lead from him. They had kept quiet about it too, nor had he said anything on the subject of Atrix, and a fellow torturers escaped. In, in fact, he barely spoke during DA meetings anymore, but worked relentlessly on every new jinx and countercross Harry taught them. His plump face screwed up in concentration, apparently indifferent to injuries or accidents, working harder than anyone else in the room. He was improving so fast. It was quite unnerving. And when Harry taught them the shield charm, I mean, I mean, deflecting minor jinxes so that they were bounded upon the attacker. Only Hermione mustered the charm faster than ever. In fact, Harry would have given a great deal to be making as much progress at OCCLUMENCY as Neville was making during DA meetings. Harry's sessions was named, which had started badly enough, were not improving. On the contrary, Harry felt he was getting worse with every lesson. Before he had started studying OCCLUM or UMENCY, his scar had prickled occasionally, usually during the night or else following one. Other strange flashes of Voldemort's thoughts or moods that he experienced every now and then. Nowadays, however, his scar hardly ever stopped prickling, and he often felt lurches of annoyance or cheerfulness that were unrelated to what was happening to him at the time, which were always accompanied by a particularly painful twinge from his scar. He had the hopeful impression that he was slowly turning into a kind of area that was tuned in to teeny fluctuations of Baltimore's mood, and he was sure he could date this increased sensitivity formally from his first OCCLUMENCY lesson with Snape. What was more, he was now dreaming about walking down the corridor toward the entrance to the Department of Mysteries almost every night. Dreams that always accumulated in him, standing longevely in front of the plain black door. Maybe it's a bit like an illness, said Hermione, looking concerned. When Harry confided in her one a fever or something, it has to get worse before it gets better. It's lessons with Snape that are making it worse, said Harry gladly. I'm getting sick, my scar hurting, and I'm getting bored. Walking down that corridor every night, he rubbed his forehead angrily. I just wish the door would open. I'm sick. Oh, standing staring at it. That's not funny, said Hermione sharply. Dumbledore doesn't want you to have dreams about that quarter at all, or we wouldn't have asked Snape to teach you OCCLUMENCY. You are just going to have to work a bit harder in your lessons. In your lessons. I'm working today, Natalie. You try it sometime. Snape trying to get inside your head. It's not a bundle of laughs, you know. Maybe Sawantoli, maybe what ceremony, rather snappishly. Maybe it's not. It's not. Harry's fault. He can't close his mind to one darkly. What do you mean, ceremony? Well, maybe. Well, maybe. Well, maybe Snape isn't really trying to help Harry. Harry and Hermione stared at him. And Ron looked darkly and meaningfully from one to the other. Maybe, he said again in a lower voice. He's actually trying to open Harry's mind a bit wider. Make it easier for you now. Shut up once, said Hermione angrily. How many times have you suspected Snape? And when have you ever been why Dumbledore trusts him? He works for the order that ought to be enough. To be enough. He used to be a Death Eater, so once a bully, and we have never seen proof that he really swapped sides. Dumbledore trusts him, Hermione repeated. And if we can't trust Dumbledore, we can't trust anyone. Trust anyone. With so much to worry about and so much to do, startling amounts of homework that frequently kept the fifth years working until past midnight. Secret DA meetings and regular classes with Snape. January seemed to be passing alarmingly fast. Before Harry knew it, February had arrived, bringing with it wetter and warmer weather and the prospect of the second Hogsmeade visit of the year. Harry had very little time to spare on conversations with Cho, since they had agreed to visit the village together, but suddenly found himself facing a Valentine's Day. But suddenly found himself facing a Valentine's Day spent entirely in her company. On the morning of the 14th, he dressed particularly carefully. He and Ron arrived at breakfast just in time for their arrival. At the post hours, Hedwig was not there. Not that he had expected her, but Hermione was taking a letter from the beak of an unfamiliar brown owl as they sat down. And about time, if it hadn't come today, she said eagerly, tearing open the envelope and pulling out a small piece of parchment. Her eyes sped from left to right as she read through the message. And Annie, grimly pleased expression spread across her face. Listen, Harry, she said, looking up at him. This is really important. Do you think you could meet me in the Three Broomsticks around midday? Around midday? Well, I don't know, said Harry dubiously. Chow. Might be. Expecting me to spend the whole day with her. We never said what we were going to do. Well, bring her along if you must, said Hermione urgently. But will you come? Well, all right, but why? I haven't got time to tell you now. I have got to answer this quickly. As he hurried out of the great hall, the little clutched in one hand and a piece of uneaten toast in the other. Are you coming, Harry? Asked Ron, but he shook his head, looking glum. I can't come into Hogsmeade at all. At all. Angelina wants. A 4 days training, like it's going to help. We are the worst team I have ever seen. You should see Sloper and Kirke. They are pathetic. Even worse than I am. He heaved a great sigh. I don't know why Angelina won't just let me resign. It's because you are good when you are on form. That's why," said Harry irritably. He found it very hard to be sympathetic to Ron's plight when he himself would have given almost anything to be playing in the in the fourth coming match against Hufflepuff. Ron seemed to notice Harry's tone because he did not mention Quidditch again during breakfast, and there was a slight frostiness in the way they said goodbye to each other shortly afterward. Ron departed for the Quidditch pitch, and Harry, after prompting to flatten his hair while staring at his reflection in the back of a teaspoon, proceeded alone to the entrance hall to meet Cho, feeling very appreciative and wondering what on earth they were going to talk about. She was waiting for him a little to the side of the oak front doors, looking very pretty with her hair tied back in a long ponytail. Harry's feet seemed to be too big for his body. As he walked toward her, and he was suddenly horribly aware of his arms, and how stupid they looked swinging at his sides. I said Cho slightly, breathlessly. I said Harry. They stared at each other for a moment, and Harry said, well, E.R., shall we go then? Oh, yes. They joined the queue of people being signed out by Flitch, occasionally catching each other's eye and grinning cheerfully, but not talking to each other. Harry was relieved when they reached the fresh air, finding it easier to walk along in silence than just stand there looking awkward. It was a fresh, breezy sort of day, and as they passed the Quidditch stadium, Harry glimpsed Ron and Gingy skimming over the stands, and felt a horrible pain that he was not up there with them. You really miss it, don't you? Said Cho. He looked around and saw her watching him. Yes, sighed Harry, I do. Remember the first time we played against each other in the third year? She asked him. Yes, said Harry, grinning. You kept blocking me, and Wood told you not to be a gentleman and knock me off my broom if you had to, said Cho, smiling. R-E-M-I-N-I S-C-E-N-T-L-Y. I heard he got taken on by pride of P-O-R-T-R-E-E. Is that right? Now it was Puddlemere United. I saw him at the World Cup last year. Oh, I saw you there too. Remember? We were on the same campsite. It was really good, wasn't it? Wasn't it? The subject of the Quidditch World Cup carried them all the way down the drive and out through the gates. Harry could hardly believe how easy it was to talk to her. No more difficult, in fact, than talking to Ron and Hermione. And he was just starting to feel confident and cheerful when a large gang of Slytherin girls passed them, including Pansy Parkinson. Potter and Chang, squeaks Pansy to a chorus. A snick, it goes, ugh, Chang, I don't think much of your taste. At least Diggity was good looking. They sped up, talking and shrieking in a pointed fashion, with many exaggerated glances back at Harry and Cho, leaving Anne, embarrassed silence in their wake. Harry could think of nothing else to say about Quidditch, and Cho, slightly flushed, was watching her feet. Where do you want to go? Harry asked as they entered Hogsmeade. The high street was full of students ambling up and down, peering into the shop windows. Emma seen about to gather on the pavements. Oh, I don't mind, said Charles, shrugging. Shall we just have a look in the shops or something? They wandered toward DERVISH and Bangs. A large poster had been stuck up in the window, and a few Hogmeaders were looking at it. They moved aside when Harry and Cho approached, and Harry found himself staring once more at the 10 pictures of the other escaped Death Eaters. The poster, by order of the Ministry of Magic, offered a 1,000-gallon reward to any witch or wizard with information relating to the recapture of any of the convicts pictured. It's funny, isn't it, said Cho in a low voice, also gazing up at the picture of the Death Eaters. Remember when that serious black escaped? And there were Death Eaters all over Hogsmeade looking for him, and now 10 Death Eaters are on the loose, and there aren't Death Eaters anywhere. Yes, said Harry, turning his eyes away from Bellatrix, Lestrange's face, to glance up and down the high street. Yeah, it is weird. He was not sorry that there were no Demeters nearby, but now he came. To think of it, the absence was highly significant. They had not only let the Death Eaters escape, they were not bothering to look for them. It looked as though they really were outside Ministry control now. The 10 escaped Death Eaters was staring out of every shop window he and Cho passed. It started to rain as they passed. SCRIVENCHAAFT podcast is cold. Heavy drops of water kept hitting Harry's face and the back of his neck. Do you want to get a coffee? said Chow tentatively, as the rain began to fall more heavily. Yeah. All right, said Harry, looking around. Where? Oh, oh, there's a really nice place just up here. Haven't you ever been to Madame Puddiffoot Potfieres? She said brightly, and she led him up a side road and into a small tea shop that Harry had never noticed before. It was a cramped, steamy little place where everything seemed to have been decorated with flowers or bows. Harry was reminded unpleasantly of Umbridge's office. Of Umbridge's office. Cute, isn't it? Said Cho happily. Yeah, said Harry untruthfully. Truthfully, look, she decorated it for Valentine's Day, said Cho, indicating a number of golden cherubs that were hovering over each of the small circular tables, occasionally throwing pink confetti over the occupants. They sat down at the last remaining table, which was situated in the steamy window. Roger, D-A-V-I-E-S, Roger, D-A-V-I-E-S, the Ravenclaw Quidditch captain, was sitting about a foot and a half away with a pretty blonde girl. They were holding hands. The sight made Harry feel uncomfortable, particularly when looking around the tea shop. He saw that it was full of nothing but couples, all of them holding hands. Perhaps Chow would expect him to hold her hand. What can I get you? MDEARS, said Madame Puddiffoot, a very stout woman, with a shiny black bun squeezing between their table and Roger Davis's with great difficulty. 2 coffees, please, said Chow. In the time it took for their coffees to arrive, Roger Davis and his girlfriend started kissing over their sugar bowl. Harry wished they wouldn't. He felt that Davis was setting over their sugar bowl. Harry wished they wouldn't. He felt that Davis was setting a standard with which Cho would soon expect him to compete. He felt his face growing hot and tried staring out at the window, but it was so steamed up he could not see the street outside. To postpone the moment when he had to look at Chow, he stared up at the ceiling as though examining the patchwork and received a handful of confetti in the face from the hovering cheer up. After a few more painful minutes, Cho mentioned Umbridge. Harry seized on the subject with relief, and they passed a few happy moments of using what the subject had already been so thoroughly canvassed during DA meetings. It did not last very long. Silence fell again. Harry was very conscious of the slurping noises coming from the table next door and cast widely around for something else to say. Listen, do you want to come with me to the 3 breadsticks at lunchtime? I'm meeting Hermione Granger there. Cho raised her eyebrows. You're meeting Hermione Granger today? Yeah. Well, she asked me to, so I thought I would. Do you want me to Do you want to come with me? And she said it. She said it. Wouldn't matter if you did all. Well, that was nice of her, but Cho did not sound as though she thought it was nice at all. On the contrary, her tone was cold, and all of a sudden she looked rather foreboding. A few more minutes passed in total silence. Harry drinking his coffee so fast that he would soon need a fresh cup. Next door, Walter Davis and his girlfriend seemed glued together by the lips. Joe's hand was lying on the table beside the coffee, and Harry was feeling a mounting pressure to take hold of it. Just do it, he told himself, as astounded. A mingled panic and excitement surged up inside his chest. Just reach out and grab it. Amazing. How much? How amazing how much more difficult it was to extend his arm 12 inches and touch her hand, then to snatch a speeding snitch from midair. But just as he moved his hand forward, Chow took hers off the table. She was now watching Walter Davis kissing his girlfriend with a mildly interested expression. He asked me out, she said in a quiet voice. A couple of weeks ago, Walter. I turned him down, though. Here, Harry, who had grabbed the sugar bowl to excuse his sudden long movement across the table, could not think why she was telling him this. If she wished she was sitting at the table next door, being heartily kissed by Walter Davis. Why had she agreed to come out with him? He said nothing. The chew up threw another handful of graffiti over them. Some of it landed in the last cold dregs of coffee Harry had been about to drink. I came in here with Cedric last year, said Chow. And the second or so it took for him to take him what? She had said Harry's insides had become GLACIAL. He could not believe she wanted to talk about Cedric now. While kissing couples surrounded them, and a chill floated over their heads. Child's voice was rather higher when she spoke again. I have been meaning to ask you for ages. Did he, mention me at all before he died? This was the very last subject on earth Harry wanted to discuss, and least of all with Chow. Well, no, he said quietly. There wasn't time for him to say anything. ERM. So, do you get to see a lot of Quidditch in the holiday? In the holidays, you support the Tornadoes, right? His voice sounded falsely bright and cheery. To his horror, he saw that her eyes were swimming with tears again, just as they had been after the last DA meeting before Christmas. Look, he said desperately, leaning in so that nobody else Get over here. Let's not talk about Cedric right now. Let's talk about something else. But this apparently was quite the wrong thing to say. I thought she said, tail spattering down onto the table. I thought you, 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 you understand. I need to talk about it. Surely you need to talk about it. T2. I mean, you saw it happen, D, didn't you? Everything was going nightmare. Uh, Everything was going nightmarishly wrong. Walter Davis' girlfriend had even unglued herself to look around at Chow, crying. Well, I have talked about it, Harry said in a whisper to Ron and Hermione. But oh, you will talk to Hermione Granger, she said shrilly, her face now shining with tears, and several more. Kissing couples broke apart to stare. But you won't talk to me, P. Perhaps it would be best if we just P paid, and you went and met up with Hermione G. Granger, like you obviously want to. Harry stared at her, utterly bewildered, as he seized a frilly napkin and dabbed at her shining face with it. Chow, he said regally, wishing Walter would seize his girlfriend and start kissing her again to stop her, googling at him and Chow. Go on, leave, she said, now crying into the napkin. I don't know why you asked me out in the first place if you are going to make arrangements to meet other girls right after me. How many are you meeting after Hermione? It's not like that, said Harry, and he was so relieved and he was so relieved at finally understanding finally understanding what she was annoyed about. That he laughed, which he realized a split second too late was a mistake. Chow sprang to her feet. The whole tea room was quiet, and everybody was watching them now. I'll see you around, Harry, she said dramatically, and hiccuping slightly. She dashed to the door, wrenched it open, and hurried off into the pouring rain. Chow, Harry called after her, but the door had already swung shut behind her with a tuneful tinkle. There was total silence within the tea shop. Every eye was upon Harry. He threw a gallon down onto the table, shook pink confetti out of his eye, and followed Chow out at the door. Out of the door. It was raining hard now, and she was nowhere to be seen. He simply did not understand what had happened. Half an hour ago, they had been half an hour ago they had been getting along fine. Woman, he muttered angrily, sloshing down the rain-washed street with his hands in his pockets. What did she want to talk about? To talk about Cedric for anyway. Why does she always want to drag up a subject that makes her act like a human hose pipe? He turned white and broke into splashy one, and within minutes he was turning into the doorway at the three broomsticks. He knew he was too early to meet Hermione, but he thought it likely there would be someone in there with whom he could spend the intervening time. He shook his wet hair out of his eyes and looked around. Hagrid was sitting alone in a corner, looking morose. "Hi, Hagrid," he said when he had squeezed through the cramped tables and put up a chair beside him. Hagrid jumped and looked down at Harry as though he barely recognized him. Harry saw that he had two fresh cuts on his face and several new bruises. "Oh, it's you, Harry," said Hagrid. "You all right?" "Yeah, I'm fine," lied Harry. "In fact, next to this battered and mournful-looking Hagrid, he felt he did not have much to complain about. Are you okay, me?" said Hagrid. "Oh yeah, I'm grand." Harry grinned. He gazed into the depths of his porter tankard, which was the size of a large bucket, and sighed. Harry did not know what to say to him. They sat side by side in silence for a moment. Then Hagrid said abruptly, "In the same boat, you and me, aren't we, Harry?" "Oh," said Harry. "Yeah, I have said it before. Both outsiders alike," said Hagrid, nodding wisely. And both orphans, yeah, both orphans." He took a great swig from his tankard. Makes a difference having a decent family," he said. "My dad was decent, and your mom and dad were decent if they lived. Life would have been different. Yeah, I suppose," said Harry cautiously. Hagrid seemed to be in a very strange mood. "Family," said Hagrid gloomily. "Whatever ye say, blood's important." And he wiped a tickle out of his eye. "Hagrid," said Harry, unable to stop himself. "Where are you? Where are you getting all these injuries?" said Hagrid, looking startled. "What injuries?" "All these," said Harry, pointing at Hagrid's face. "Oh, that's just normal bumps and bruises, Harry," said Hagrid. Harry said Hagrid. Dismissively, "I got a tough job." He drained his tankard, set it back upon the table, and got to his feet. I will be seeing ya, Harry. Take care now." And he lumbered out of the pub, looking wrenched, and then disappeared into the torrential rain. Harry watched him go, feeling miserable. Hagrid was unhappy, and he was hiding something, but he seemed determined-minded not to accept help. What was going on? But before Harry could think about the matter any further, he heard a voice calling his name. "Harry, over here!" Hermione was waving at him from the other side of the room. He got up and made his way toward her through the crowded pub. He was still a few tables away when he realized that Amani was not alone. She was sitting at a table with the unlikeliest pair of drinking maids he could ever have imagined. Luna Lovegood, and none other than Rita Skeeter, ex-journalist on the Daily Prophet and one of Armani's least favorite people in the world. In the world. You're always at Armani moving along to giving him room to sit down. I thought you were with Chow. I wasn't expecting you for another hour at least. Chow said with her at once, twisting around in her seat to stare avidly at Harry. A girl. She snatched up a crocodile skin handbag and grouped within it. It's none of your business if Harry's been with 100 girls. Hermione told Lydia coldly, so you can put that away right now. Lydia had been on the point of withdrawing, and as a green quail from her bag, looking as though she had been forced to swallow stink sap. She snapped her bag shut again. What are you up to? Here we are sitting down and staring from Rita to Luna to Hermione. Little Miss Perfect was just about to tell me when you arrived, said Rita, taking a large slurp of a drink. I suppose I am allowed to talk to him, am I? She shot at Hermione. Yes, I suppose you are, said Hermione coldly. Unemployment did not suit Rita. The hair that had once been set in elaborate curls now hung lank and unkempt around her face. The scarlet paint, the scarlet paint on her 2-inch talons was chipped, and there were a couple of false jewels missing from her winged glasses. She took another great gulp of a drink and said out of the corner of her mouth, pretty girl, is she, Harry? One more word about Harry's love life, and the deal's off. And that's a promise, said Hermione irritably. What deal, said Rita, wiping her mouth on the back of her hand. You haven't mentioned a deal yet, Miss Prissy. You just told me to turn up. To turn up. Oh, 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 oh. One of these days, she took a deep, shuddering breath. Yes, one of these days you will write more horrible stories about Harry and me, said Hermione indifferently. Find someone who cares, why don't you? They have one. They have won plenty of horrible stories about Harry this year without my help, said Rita, shooting a sideways look at him over the top of the glass and adding in a rough whisper, how has that made you feel, Harry? Betrayed, distraught, misunderstood? Misunderstood. He feels angry, of course, said Hermione in a hard, clear voice, because he's told the Minister of Magic the truth, and the Minister's too much of an idiot to believe him. So you actually stick to it, do you? That he who must not be named is back, so Widow, lowering her glass and subjecting Harry to a piercing stare while her fingers strayed longer longingly to the collapse of the crocodile bag. You stand by all this garbage Dumbledore's been telling everybody about you. You know who, returning, and you being the sole witness. The sole witness. I wasn't the sole witness. Now what have we? There was a dozen odd Death Eaters uh, there as well. Want their names? I love them, breathed Widow, now fumbling in her bag once more and gazing at him as though he was the most beautiful thing she had ever seen. A great bold headline: Harry Potter accuses. A subheading: Harry Potter names Death Eaters still among us, and then beneath a nice big photograph of you just disturbed teenager survivor of you know who's attack Harry Potter 15 cause outrage yesterday by accusing respectable and prominent member of the wizarding community of being Death Eaters. The quick quote square was actually in her hand and halfway to her mouth when the rapturous expression died out of her face. But of course, she said, lowering the quill and looking daggers at Hermione. Little Miss Perfect wouldn't want that story out there, would she? As a matter of fact, said Hermione sweetly, that's exactly what Little Miss Perfect does want. Lydia stared at her, so did Hera Luna. On the other hand, saying, Weasley is our king dreamily under her breath and stirred her drink with a crocodile onion on a stick. You want me to report what he says about he who must not be named Lydia, asked Hermione in a hushed voice. Yes, I do, said Hermione. The true story, all the facts, exactly as Harry reports them. He will give you all the details. He will tell you the names of the undiscovered Death Eaters he saw there. He will tell you what Voldemort looks like now. Oh, get a grip on yourself. She added, CONTEMPTUOUSLY, throwing a napkin across the table. For at the sound of Voldemort's name, Lydia had jumped so badly that she had slopped half her glass of fire whiskey down herself. Lydia blotted the front of her grubby raincoat, still staring at Hermione. Then she said badly, the prophet wouldn't print it. In case you haven't noticed, nobody believes his cock and bull story. Everyone thinks he's delusional. Now, if you let me write the story from that angle. We don't need another story about how Harry's lost his marbles, said Hermione angrily. We have had plenty of those already. Thank you. I want him, given the opportunity to tell the truth. There's no market for a story like that, said Lydia coldly. You mean the prophet won't print it? Because Fudge won't let them, said Hermione irritably. Lydia gave Hermione a long, hard look. Then, leaning forward across the table toward her, she said, in a business-like tone. All right, Fudge, Fudge, Fudge is leaning on the prophet, but it comes to the same thing. They won't print a story that's so scary and a good like. Nobody wants to read it. It's against the public mood. This last Azkaban breakout has got people quite 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 worried enough. People just don't. People just people just don't want to believe you know who's back. So the Daily Prophet exists to tell people what they want to hear. Does it ceremony Satanally? Lydia sat up straight again, her eyebrows raised, and drained her glass of fire whiskey. The prophet exists to sell itself, you silly girl, she said coldly. My dad thinks it's an awful paper, said Luna, chipping into the conversation unexpectedly sucking on a cocktail onion. She gazed at Lydia with her enormous PROTUBERANT slightly mad eyes. He publishes important stories that he thinks the public needs to know. He doesn't care about making money. Lydia looked dispassionately at Luna. I'm guessing your father wants some stupid little village newsletters, she said. She said 25 ways to mingle with mugglers and the dates the next bring and fly sale. No, Luna, dipping her onion back into her GILLYWATER. He's the editor of the Quibble. Lydia snorted so loudly that the people at a nearby table looked around in alarm. Important stories he thinks the public needs to know, she said with an lady. I could manure my garden with the contents of that rag. Well, this is your chance to raise the tone of it a bit, isn't it? Said Hermione pleasantly. Luna says her father's quite happy to take Harry's interview. That's who will be publishing it. Lydia stared at them both for a moment and then let out a great whoop of laughter. The Quibbler, she said, cracking. You think people will take him seriously if he's published in the Quibbler? Some people won't, said Hermione in a leopard voice, but the Daily Prophet's version of the Azkaban breakout has some gaping holes in it. I think a lot of people will be wondering whether there isn't a better explanation of what happened, and if there's an alternative story available. Even if it is published in a. She glanced sideways at Luna in a an unusual magazine. I think they might be. Well, they came to read it. Lydia did not say anything for a while, but eyed Hermione shrewdly, her head a little to one side. All right, let's say for a moment I would do it, she said abruptly. What kind of fee am I going to get? I don't think Daddy I don't think Daddy exactly pays people to write for the magazines Aluna dreamily. They do it because it's an honor and of course to see their names in print. Lydia's schedule looked as though the taste as taint sap was strong in her mouth again and again as she rounded on Hermione. I am supposed to do this for free? Well, yes, said Hermione calmly, taking a sip of a drink. Otherwise, as you very well know, I will inform the authorities that you are an unregistered ANIMAGUS. Of course, the prophet might give you rather a lot for an insider's account of life. And Azkaban, Lydia looked as though she would have liked nothing better than to seize the paper umbrella sticking out of Hermione's drink and thrust it up her nose. Her nose. I don't suppose I have got any choice, have I, Sarita? Her voice shaking slightly. She opened her crocodile bag once more, withdrew a piece of parchment, and raised her quick quarters queer. Daddy will be pleased, said Luna brightly. Her muscle twitched in Lydia's jaw. Okay, Harry, said Hermione, turning to him, ready to tell the public the truth. The truth? I suppose, said Harry, watching Lydia, balancing the quick quarters quill at the ready on the parchment between them. Fire away then, Lydia, said Hermione sincerely, fishing a cherry out of the bottom of her glass. Okay, that's the end of chapter 25. Bye-bye.